Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
If I were to say positive things about the current state of the industry, it would automatically be a hell of a hot take. My positive claims would be shut down by mountains of evidence of events providing otherwise. I have been going on and on like a broken record when it comes to the games that just get rushed out more than ever, or made with less put into it than ever. Predatory monetization practices and anti-consumer practices, and anti-creative freedom, and anti-free market antics, and also excessive censorship, regardless especially of the specific target demographic and even the age rating of the game. It is definitely going way more than ever out of control than ever. Plus, we have a quality control crisis to deal with. The quality control crisis that is especially going from video game titles to gaming hardware to appliances to food and drinks. Hell, the food recalls were going haywire, especially Fiji water with the bacteria. And the microplastic scandals with the milk brands and the lead traces when it comes to ground cinnamon? Oh, so we're talking about 2024 already. Alright. Asus, once again, making the headlines with their BS, leading to Gamers Nexus talking to Asus himself via Computex 2024. And yet, I am told, I don't know about Lenovo and the Legion Go. Just get the Ally. Man, these words told to me aged like fine wine. Anyway, let's just not deny it. Another gaming crash is inevitable. There has been ugly behind-the-scenes things going on when it comes to our games that would be the cherry on top. I guess I will just stick to retro gaming and PC gaming, which is too bad because I was wanting to get an Xbox Series X because of the backwards compatibility and access to the Killer Instinct arcade classics. Unfortunately, when I contemplate getting a Series X, there seems to be some availability issues and Microsoft getting themselves into shenanigans. Don't even get me started on the BS with Sony and PlayStation 5. I have my fair share talking about Sony and PlayStation when it comes to especially my news videos. Nintendo is also pissing everyone off with the emulation crackdown thing, but the Switch does have a better niche game library, alongside a better selection of retro games to access. Oh, and here's something. You don't have to worry about Sony going censor happy on what releases on PlayStation. You can get around the jazz music by simply choosing between the Switch version or the PC version. But anyway, things got really worse. It is so much harder to trust investing into a new game than ever. You need a huge amount of detective work before you decide on your new game. It's not just the money you are blowing away, it is your time getting the game set up, especially depending on your internet speeds, the blood, sweat, and tears when it comes to getting the game and getting the game set up and ready. You would end up wasting efforts and hours into the game for nothing. For nothing if the fun backfires in your face. Here's something interesting. Playing a gacha game ends up looking like your safest bet. Hell, these games get more waifu and fan service than a game you just pay one price and you are good. I wonder why. Oh right, the busybodies going on crusades. Anyway, what's next now? We have payment processors going anal. You have PayPal and MasterCard freaking out on sites like DLSite, Gumroad, or Pixip, for example. Oh, I think I just might have a clue. Oh well, I guess I'd go retro and get a gaming PC before anything else. Also, check out Evercade. Simplifies the retro game collecting process and makes retro game collecting affordable again. I would love to make space for 2 Evercade Alpha bar top cabs. Oh, just in case you guys are wondering about that Evercade Alpha, it's their latest Evercade brand console. That is actually a bar top arcade cabinet that plays up to 2 Evercade cartridges simultaneously and has games built in as well. the Lounge is going to recommend you some games. This time, the Lounge recommends you check out Genshin Impact, a big, free-to-play, open-world gacha game. Select a party of up to 4, flip-flop between characters, powered by a vision, mix elements for maximum damage, or play as Yola for mostly physical damage things. With the inclusion of Sumeru and new regions and areas getting added on average, say, every year, plus events to grind for those Prima Gems to roll the gacha, in terms of getting those 5-star characters or weapons you're aiming for. Also, add in the Serenity Pot, Spiral Abyss, and Genius Invocation TCG minigames. Oh yes, this game comes packed with plenty to do at the end of the day. Add in some amazing anime graphics, an amazing orchestrated soundtrack, plus brilliantly designed characters, and you got yourself a free-to-play to try out. I ended up getting back into Emulation. However, there is one thing I will get off my chest. If I want to get back into Emulation, I want to go ahead and get the ROMs myself. And what do I mean by that? Why would I sail the 7 seas more when I could find a way to copy the files from cartridges that I own and also dump ISO files from discs that I own? Oh wow, I almost messed up on pronouncing the word discs. Basically, I could sail the 7 seas way less than ever since I have my retro game collection right there. Right there. I just need to figure out a way to get the ROMs and the ISO files. Oh yeah, and speaking of sailing the 7 seas, before we go ahead and talk about sailing the 7 seas, it's entirely up to you, but I just want to go ahead and say up ahead that I will not go on a discussion about law-related stuff, or I will not go on some moral tirade. And why would I? There have been things that make doing things legally more a pain in the ass. Let's go with that. Besides, Emulation is a very good, simplistic way of getting around region locks. Just saying. Also, people on their shenanigans are having their fun driving up the prices of retro games especially. And I will say this, if the game's lowest price is in the hundreds, then a re-release on modern hardware is really not just appreciated, but needed, and don't F it up. No censorship, no downgrading the quality, no, don't do any of that, no watering down things. Don't F it up. Looking at games like Panzer Dragoon Saga, Rule of Rose, Haunting Grounds, and the Fatal Frame games, Drakengard, let's not forget Drakengard, I got a long list. Also, don't F it up. Don't F it up. However, sailing the 7 seas will not be any easier and it will be more complicated. Your ISP can sabotage you courtesy of the copyright holder, and you can get a VPN to circumvent that, but you also do have DMCA takedowns and infected download links to worry about. In terms of getting the ROMs without sailing the 7 seas, you are in luck, but at the same time, expect shenanigans. The tools to back up ROMs from cartridges is not as easy to find, as you won't find open source cartridge reader technology on Amazon Prime 2-day shipping, nor even available on Amazon at all. If you want to build an open source cart reader, you are going to need the tools and put one together. Yes, you also need soldering skills, so good luck. I ended up getting the Retro Blaster Mini. Getting ISO files should be less complicated. Just make sure you find the software and the right external DVD or Blu-ray drive. Or just go with the right Blu-ray drive, or both one and the external DVD drive, up to you. So if you have, like, say, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, and Sega Saturn discs, for example, that's where that external DVD drive can come in. PS3 games, you're going to need that supported Blu-ray drive. When it comes to getting the ISO files, like say for PlayStation and PlayStation 2 emulation and Sega Saturn emulation, however you want to go about that is entirely up to you, since getting the BIOS will be opening a can of worms. However, in today's day and age, if you're going to just game on the traditional way on retro hardware, you will be opening a crate full of gopher snakes when it comes to, doing that in today's day and age. That said, good luck. Just remember this. Something will happen to gaming right now that will leave us to rely on a secondhand market. This also means that such paths, and especially paths you are reluctant to proceed, will be inevitable pretty soon. Like I said, I'm not going to go rant about the 7 Seas. Even there will be a day where I have to swallow my I Heart Law pride. Video game preservation is a big damn deal.